As I've said before, Giuliani is softer on crime than any human in history. And I can prove it, and I will debate Giuliani, his staff, or his supporters anytime, any place. They will chicken out. They always do. They always have. Did you hear more busts of the Catholic priests in Long Island raping people? A jury just sided with victims, gave millions of dollars. Again, try and find me one press conference in Giuliani's mayoralty of 8 years where he denounced the Catholic Church systematically covering up priests molesting children. There wasn't one. I used to have to log all of Giuliani's press conferences. He talked about the Yankees on tens of thousands of occasions. He talked about child molestation 0 times. One of Giuliani's closest childhood friends is a man named Alan Plaka, or Plaka. Alan became a lawyer like Rudy, but also became a priest. What's curious is Alan Plaka's job, he's still friends, he actually works for Giuliani Partners now. After 9/11, joined Rudy's firm, making a lot of money. Guess what Alan's job was in the Archdiocese of Long Island? As a lawyer and a priest, his job was to cover up molestation cases and to try and discourage people from filing charges for the molestation cases. There's also charges that he actually raped people on his own. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if it's true or not. I wouldn't be surprised. You can't hang around with Giuliani unless you're a complete sleazebag criminal. Look at his entire history. Almost all of Giuliani's closest friends are all convicted criminals, whether it's George Steinbrenner or Bill Fugazi or, never mind his own staff, Bernie Kerik and all them. You get the idea. Wait, it gets better. Priest Alan Plaka is also known for something else a little shady. He's the one who annulled Rudy Giuliani's first marriage to his second cousin. And Alan said, "You didn't know she was your second cousin for 10 years? Sounds legit to me, Rudy. Here's an annulment so you can get married in the Catholic Church again." I'm not joking, there are over 500,000 scandals proving that no one is more pro-crime than Giuliani. All Giuliani do was hold a press conference and say, "I've lowered crime again. The stats show it. By my own team. I lowered crime again." And he did that every day. And the reporters said, he lowered crime. It's like a lousy pop song, and everyone can't get it out of their head. It's the exact opposite of the truth. Rudy Giuliani has done more to help criminals than any human in history. I can give you over 500,000 examples. But here's the point. If you were to ask Rudy, here's another example. New York State's statute of limitations on rape is 5 years. That means if you catch a rapist 5 years and 1 day late and he says, "Yeah, I raped the bitch," he can't be prosecuted. Giuliani supported that for 8 years. Now, if you ask Rudy's people, they'll say, watch this, they'll say, "Well, Rudy denounced it many times." So did he get the law changed? Even though it was a Republican governor. Did Rudy get the law changed? Their argument will be that he tried to change it. So did he succeed? Their argument will be, "Oh, he tried, but he failed." That's their argument, that Rudy Giuliani is a failure. That happens to be my argument too. But the point is, he failed. Now, any intelligent person could get the statute of limitations increased. Look at Bloomberg. Bloomberg's first month in office, murder went down 41%. It was the largest murder rate drop in New York City's history. 8 years, Giuliani couldn't match that. That's according to the City Hall's own bogus statutes. I mean, their own bogus statistics. It's outrageous. Also, Bloomberg got control of the schools. Giuliani tried for 8 years to get control of the schools, and the government in Albany said, "Fuck you, lunatic. You're insane, Rudy. We're not giving you control of anything because you're Looney Tunes." Bloomberg gets elected, and they say, "No problem, Bloomberg." And sadly, Bloomberg is almost as corrupt as Giuliani is, but it's just one more smoking gun of Giuliani's failures. You can ask Giuliani's people, did Rudy get control of the schools? No. Did he try for 8 years? Yes. So he failed for 8 years. And then they'll say, well, that's why Bloomberg got it, because Rudy did the work. Wrong. Bloomberg got a lot of things that Rudy Giuliani couldn't, because Bloomberg isn't, well, he's crooked and he's a moron, but he wasn't as psycho as Rudy. Ask Rudy's people about it. They don't want to talk about it. I'm going to humiliate you on YouTube. I'm going to humiliate you on the web. I am planning to list over 2,000 of your scandals online where everyone can read it. A Google millionaire wants me to put out a book of 1,001 Giuliani scandals before Christmas so everyone can buy it for the conservative dads, conservative moms. You have a reason to discredit me and debate me. So let's debate. So you can shoot down everything I say, make me look like a fool, Rudy, and your team. Because if you don't, you're saying we have no objections. And just to make sure, I'm going to call Giuliani Partners, and I'm going to send an email to Giuliani's team and say, I'm saying a lot of things about you that you're going to deny. So you'd better debate me and prove that I made all this stuff up, Rudy. You're going to have to prove that Kerrick is not a convicted criminal, that Russell Harding is not a convicted criminal, that you didn't hide the paperwork that proved that Russell Harding was a criminal. Because remember, Giuliani's people didn't only get caught committing crimes. They didn't get caught until Rudy left office. Because Rudy's administration refused to release the documents that convicted Russell Harding. They had to wait till Rudy left office to get their hands on the government paperwork. Rudy's administration said, we lost the paperwork. It turned out that was a lie. Even Bloomberg said that was a lie. Giuliani is nothing other than a crook. Remember, if Rudy's people don't debate me in public, they're saying, we have no objections to anything this man is saying. They must prove me wrong point by point. They have to prove, for instance, that Alan Placa's job wasn't to cover up the church scandals. And they can show the press conferences of Rudy saying, as mayor, I do not tolerate crime, and the Catholic Church is not only are there bad priests raping kids, but I will not allow them to cover it up. The church systematically got caught covering up. They admitted to covering it up. Okay, so you can't blame just the priest who molested kids. You have to blame the Catholic Church. Why didn't Rudy do that? Why would Rudy protect child molesters for 8 out of 8 years? I mean, you can look, remember, he used to be a U.S. attorney. You could ask him, hey, Rudy, when you were a U.S. attorney cracking down on crime, how many priests did you arrest? How many, Rudy? You just couldn't find any who had molested children? You couldn't find any examples? Liar. Rudy protected child molesters on this and many other occasions. And that's one reason why he pleads the fifth most of the time.